Hello everyone, welcome to the first special video we do on Sundays. This time around we're gonna look at the most popular commanders not currently on Magic Arena, so you can't play them in Brawl, even though they're very popular on the paper commander, which, I mean, Commander Brawl wants to be commander, we just don't have multiplayer online. Anyways, we're taking a look at the list from EDH Rack. So on EDH Rack, if you don't know, that's a website that you can use to get ideas for your commander decks, and they also have a list of the most popular commanders in the past 2 years. So I went through it and saw like the first 5 that are in the popular list that are not currently on Arena. We're gonna go from the 5th most popular to the most popular that's not currently on Arena. So yeah, let's take a look and see what are the odds of them ever coming to Arena, especially considering we don't really get anthologies anymore. We only get cards from actual sets, remastered sets, and at most from bonus sheets in the sets. So we don't really get like an anthology that could, like, they could make a Brawl anthology and put a bunch of commanders we don't really have. I don't think there's any plans on that, which is a shame because that would be very, very cool. But nevertheless, let's start with the 5th most popular, not currently on Arena. This is the 14th most popular commander in Paper Commander. So Will Helt, the Rod Cleaver, 4 mana. Blue-black, whenever another zombie control dies, if you didn't have Decayed, you create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed, and at the end step you can sacrifice a zombie to draw a card. Very good zombie commander, blue-black. That's also nice because some blue zombie stuff that you want to do. Has a sacrifice sub-theme, which can work quite well with cards like Undead Augur to draw a Augur? I don't speak English, I'm actually foreign. Grey Merchant, like a card that you can then reanimate. You place Grey Merchant, gain a much life, sacrifice and then stab, then reanimate, and so on and so forth. Obviously with the lords and whatever. Doesn't have any abilities, I don't see why it couldn't be on Arena, so this could eventually come to Arena. There's no weird mechanic that'll probably be a pain in the backside to put in, different from anything else. Like, we already have Decayed, we already have, yeah. Don't see why this couldn't come. Funnily enough, I played Paper Commander yesterday, and I happened to play against someone playing this deck, and it was actually quite powerful. So I would be very keen to see it on Arena. So yeah, this is the 14th most popular, and unfortunately not on Arena currently, but I could see it coming. Maybe if we get like another Innistrad-esque set, maybe like some kind of remastered thing. Anything with zombies, maybe you could reprint it in standard. I don't see why it couldn't be in standard. Like, it's fine. I mean, it was printed on a commander set, but it could be. This is a commander set, right? This feels like a commander set. I don't actually know. But anyways, next we have the 13th most popular commander of the past 2 years. Next are the Mind Razor 2 and a Grixis for a zombie wizard 2/4. Beginning of each player draw step, they draw an additional card. So like a Howling Mine effect. And whenever an opponent draws a card, it deals 1 damage to that player. Like, this does not seem like something that cannot be on Arena, especially because we don't have that many wheel effects. For people that are not accustomed to wheel effects, it's when you discard your whole hand, you draw 7 cards, which can be very powerful. Nexar with Shieldred, with Crawler, with Underworld Dreams, whatever kinds of stuff. We do not have many. I know Days Undoing wouldn't work because the turn immediately ends. There's the 6 mana 1 Commit to Memory, so that one would work. So there are a couple, but they're not many. So like, it wouldn't even be that powerful, and the ability is fine. You obviously run it with like all these cards I previously mentioned that punish your opponent for drawing cards, and you kind of wanted them to draw extra cards as well. Maybe also making them discard, because now they have so many cards in hand, so discard them, so you don't actually get to use them, you just get to have a bunch of cards. Or just try to control it via counter spells, removal, so on and so forth. I mean, your Grixis, you're just kind of a cruel deck. It is. I would love to see this guy on Arena. I think, top 13 I think this is from the original commanders they released in like 2013, but I'm not fully sure on the years. Like one of the first few with like, it's not Ronus. Is it Ronus? It's not Ronus. It's the Rhino. What is the Rhino called? The Bent Rhino. Anyways, the Bent Rhino, the Ageless Aesthetic, something like that. Like the original one of Kaya and things like that. I believe this was on them. Might be a bit later. But yeah, I don't see why it couldn't be on Arena. Maybe it's not powerful enough. Even though, I mean, it's very popular. I think just on the basis of being so popular, they could bring it in. Even though if the ability is not that game ending, especially on a 1v1 scenario. But yeah, I can understand why they wouldn't want to print something that's not gonna, well, take the time to put something on Arena that's probably not gonna see that much play. It's not playable in any other format other than Commander, or in this case Brawl. So Can understand why they wouldn't bring it, but I would love to see it, to be honest. And funny enough, just 2 zombie next to each other. Then we have Edgar Markov. This is actually the sixth most popular commander in the past 2 years. This one I'm gonna give my opinion here. I am not a fan of passive abilities on the commander whilst they're in the command zone, because I just don't think that's interesting. I mean, I don't even play my commander and I'm already getting value from it. Like, normally you have to play it to do stuff with it and you build a deck around it. Like, I just keep my guy, like, I just keep Edgar in the command zone and I just keep making a 1/1 every time I cast a vampire. Seems a bit silly. I go turn 1 vampire, oh look, I already have 2 vampires. I go turn 2 lord vampire, now I have 4 vampires and 3 of them are pumped by my lord, and this is just already got very silly. So I'm not a big fan, but it's very popular and it's a very powerful ability. The rest of the cards have first strike haste. Whenever you attack, you put a counter each vampire. Obviously all the tokens you made, they're gonna get huge. It's a very powerful card, but I mean, personally, not a fan of passive abilities whilst in the command zone. You guys can give your opinion on that as well. I would actually love to hear it. I don't think I've ever had a discussion about this. But yeah, I have strong opinions on this. I'm not a fan. But anyways, like, if they are okay printing this, because this is obviously would be a new mechanic to Arena. We don't currently have anything similar to that gets value from being in the command zone. Like, obviously that will need some extra effort because it's not just copying. I mean, I don't understand anything about coding, but like, it's not an ability currently in Arena, so I assume you have to start it from scratch. If it's an ability that's currently in Arena, it's probably easier to port to a new card. This is me that doesn't understand coding. This is my silly monkey brain kind of understanding of coding. Is it wrong? Probably. If you guys understand code, please do let me know. But yeah, I don't think we're likely to see him. Although being like, they could just look at the most popular and try to pin them all into Arena, but maybe they have their minds on all the other freaking sets they print in the same year. But anyways, I would love to see. I think it'll be fun to see him. I don't know if I would play him, but it is nice to see like a 3-color vampire deck. That would be nice. We do have like, obviously the black, we have black red, we have black white, but I don't know if we have a Mardu on currently on Arena. I wouldn't actually know, at least a very powerful commander like Edgar Markov. But yeah, I wouldn't hold your horses that we will see this guy anytime soon. Next, this is actually the 3rd most popular commander in the past 2 years. Top 3. And he also has a command zone ability in command ninjutsu. So Yuriko is a 3-mana 1/3. Whenever a ninja controller is connected to a player, reveal the top card of your library, put it into your hand, and your opponent loses life, you go to its mana value. So the kind of the idea is you just play like unblockable creatures or flyers, things like that. You attack with them, you put Yuriko into play by turn 2 already, and then you hope to reveal a Shadow of Immortality or anything that's unnecessarily expensive, or like the Commit to Memory counts both halves, I believe, for the mana cost, things like that. So like anything that's just gonna 2-3 shot your opponent just by revealing huge cards. And then you try to also control the top of your deck with like Surveilling, Scrying, Brainstorm, Brain Surge, Jace, which all the cards I just named happen to be on Arena. So that could be interesting. But the thing is, it's commanded ninjutsu. So whenever you attack with a creature, you can return the creature to your hand and you put Yuriko from the command zone, tap it and attacking. Again, a new ability to Arena would be, and it's an ability, I don't think there is any other card with Commander Ninjutsu. I could be mistaken, but I don't think there is. So it will be just for the single card. It's already kind of a oppressive card. I think if with the Yuriko came to Arena, it will probably be one of the more competitive commanders alongside Roscoe, Ragavan. So like Golos, I guess Golos kind of fell down a cliff. Because it's 5 mana, the other ones are so mana efficient. But yeah, Yuriko could be way too powerful as a commander, so I could see why they wouldn't want to print it, but it would be a very, very interesting card to see, just because, you know, it's an ability and it's so popular that maybe just on popularity basis it's worthwhile. Nevertheless, the most popular commander not currently in Arena is actually the 2nd most popular commander in the past two years, and it's the Ur Dragon. And again, another passive ability or commander zone ability. So whenever it's in the command zone, all your other dragons cost 1 less to cast. This one, I feel at least it's not as bad. I guess my 5 mana dragon now it's 4, my 6 mana dragon now it's 5. Like, obviously it's very powerful, especially if you're gonna run 1 trillion dragons in your deck. It's very powerful, extremely powerful. But I feel less oppressive. But nevertheless, whenever 1 or more dragons control attack, you draw that many cards, and you put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. Yeah, just gonna be slamming dragons. It's just a very powerful dragon deck. It's obviously very expensive, and honestly, most of the time you're probably not even gonna cast it. You're probably just fine keeping in the command zone as a permanent discount on your dragons, and maybe that's why it'd be too powerful. Don't know, but yeah, it will literally just be a 5-color dragon deck. We do have other dragons, 5 colors on Arena, right? I mean, we have Tiamat, as you can see here. Tiamat, rather, my bad. We have Tima dragons, we have mono red dragons. Like, there's a bunch of different dragons that you can play. But it would be nice to see the Earth Dragon. I mean, it's the second most popular command in the past 2 years, so there's a reason why people freaking love dragons. I'm literally trying to teach a friend of mine to play, and I was like, cool, what's your favorite type of creature? She's like, dragon. I'm like, we can make a dragon deck, and now she wants to play Magic just because I'm gonna make a dragon deck for her. So yeah, people love dragons. I wouldn't mind seeing I wouldn't mind seeing the Earth Dragon, but yeah, again, we're just going back into this. Is this too powerful in a 1v1 environment? Is it something they are willing to spend the time to code? Again, I don't listen to any coding, but I assume since it's a new thing, they would have to code. And how many cards are they bringing in with Eminence that they would make it worthwhile, and how many of those are actually worthwhile bringing anyway? I mean, we saw Edgar Markov earlier, now the Earth Dragon. But nevertheless, those are the 5 most popular command now currently on Arena. I will take a look at the next 5 soon, but yeah, I just wanted to see what are you guys' opinion on these 5. Would you like to see any of them? Is there any other commander that's not currently on Arena that you love to see? Or even not just commander, just any like gimmicky card, maybe from a commander set or a very old set that you would love to play in paper, but you love to see on Arena and it's not currently there. And then what are the expectations that we actually see these cards? Because I would love to see them. Where would they print them? Since they don't do Brawl anthologies, I don't think they haven't done anthologies for Historic or Explorer in forever, so I don't think we're seeing those anymore. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys Monday and Friday for Brawl and Wednesday for Mid-Big Magic. Until then, adios.